Dina's politics.
Less than 2 kilometers from where Sheikh Mujib is murdered, the Ahmed family lives in a sprawling district called Mohammadpur. Aziz is the second of 5 boys and a young teenager at the time.
They would grown up in a very poor condition.
Iqbal knew the family. He asked us to conceal his identity.
His father had a low-level job, and whatever he earned, they couldn't run their family.
Growing up amongst poverty and political strife, the 5 young Ahmed brothers form a close-knit bond. But Aziz stands out. In 1981, he joins the Bangladesh army. The other 4, Anis, Haris, Joseph, and another brother, Tipu, they turn to crime.
They were extorting money. They were doing kidnapping. They became a gang. It started from very small. Then they started killing people.
They had a specific area in Dhaka around Mohammadpur which they controlled, which they sort of divided amongst themselves with other crime bosses of Dhaka city. And they would go and extort businesses, and they ruled over that area as if it was their personal fiefdoms.
These are criminals that we're talking about. They are killers who have caused significant amount of damage to human life.
While living in exile in India, Sheikh Hasina becomes leader of the Awami League, the party her father had led. In 1981, she returns to Bangladesh.
I started to mobilize people. The then government tried to prevent me so that I shouldn't come back. But I decided to accept it and come back to work for democracy.
The military is now running the country, and several times Hasina is placed under house arrest. There are attacks on her life. The I unit has obtained covertly recorded phone calls of General Aziz speaking to a colleague. The conversations took place in 2020. Aziz describes how his brothers protected the leaders of Sheikh Hasina's party, the Awami League.
যখন হলো আওয়ামী লীগ ওই জাতীয় পার্টির সময় যখন হলো সবচেয়ে খারাপ সময় যাচ্ছিল, যখন তারা তাদের কেন্দ্রীয় অফিসে বসতে পারতো না, তখন কিন্তু মাই ব্রাদার্স দে ওয়ার দ্য মেইন স্ট্রেংথ অফ দিস পার্টি। কেন্দ্রীয় নেতারা এসে আমার ছোট ভাইয়ের অফিসে বসে তারা হলো পার্টির হলো প্রোগ্রাম এখান থেকে অ্যানাউন্স করতো তারা, কারণ অন্য জায়গায় তারা নিরাপদ মনে করতো না, তো তারা ছিল ইয়াতে।
The clan is feared, but also faces vengeance. One brother, Tipu, is murdered.
Tipu, he was a very renowned gangster, very sharpshooter, very intelligent. Among the brothers, he was the most intelligent person.
It was a time when politicians and the street gangs needed each other.
These kinds of gangs, they were involved in extortion, petty street crimes, extracting money from businessmen. But they also acted as muscle for politicians when required. They tended to link up with certain politicians, and they were used by politicians at particular moments when it served their interests.
In the mid-1990s, Haris Ahmed joins Hasina's personal protection team.
This is Haris, Sheikh Hasina.
Iqbal remembers Haris from that period.
He is around Hasina's security, personal security. And that meeting was in Mohammadpur. That is Haris's area. He organized all the meetings. He was personal bodyguard.
General Aziz recalls a recent statement by Sheikh Hasina to party leaders.
Honorable said যে দেখো ওর ভাইরা কে আমার থেকে বেশি তোমরা জানো না।
The Prime Minister compares the loyalty of the Ahmed clan, who protected her when she was attacked, to the inaction of the senior politicians surrounding her now.
জানো না কোথায় ছিল যখন হলো নাই যে যখন আমার বাড়িতে গ্রেনেড হামলা করে আমার বাড়িতে এরকম করে আমি কোথায় ছিল তোমরা? এই চিফের ভাইরা আমার আশেপাশে ছিল, তারা ছিল তখন আমার মেইন চালিকা শক্তি। তোমরা কোথায় ছিল তখন?
Ahmed War will define the Ahmed clan's future. Mustafa Rahman is said to be from a rival political party, one linked to the killing of Sheikh Hasina's family. Mustafa and two colleagues are surrounded. Mustafa is rushed to hospital. He gives a witness statement to a magistrate.
Joseph, Harris, and Anis have shot me. Harris shot me with a licensed gun. Joseph took the pistol from my waist and shot me in the stomach with it. The others also had pistols in their hands, and they shot at random. I was shot 9 times.
5 days later, he dies. With his testimony, he becomes the key witness at his own murder trial. One month after Mustafa Rahman's murder, Sheikh Hasina becomes Bangladesh's new Prime Minister. The three Ahmed brothers are charged with murder. 8 years later, when Hasina is no longer in power, they're convicted. Joseph is sentenced to death. Anis and Haris are sentenced to life imprisonment. But they're already on the run. For 15 years, they're not found, until the I unit tracks them down.
Haris Ahmed was one of the top gangsters of the country who was being hunted by the police. Anis Ahmed, he was accused for a very brutal murder. I don't think that they could have fled the country without some sort of help from some powerful people.
The sequence of events is quite interesting. Around 1994-95, Haris, he acted as her bodyguard. Then, a year later, 1996, a murder of somebody who is said to be a political rival to Sheikh Hasina took place, in which the three brothers, including Haris, were subsequently convicted. But maybe she feels the less she knows about all of that, the better.